Cameras have always been expensive for people who want to get into this hobby, but they can't justify spending thousands of dollars on lenses and all of the hidden costs. So for the past 9 months, I've been looking all over the used market to see if there's any good options for people who don't have that high of a budget, but they're still looking for a great image quality. And I've been pretty shocked to see that one of the cameras that I own keeps popping back up. It's been right under my nose the entire time. I have owned this Sony camera since it was released in August of 2021, and it has become a huge hit amongst content creators. So many people have bought these that it makes the used market saturated with them, meaning you can pick one up for $500 and sometimes even less. This is the Sony ZV-E10 Mark I, a 24 megapixel APS-C sensor E-mount camera. It sells right now brand new for $798 with the kit lens. And if you take a close look, you'll see that over 500 units are sold per month on Amazon, and that's been pretty steady for the past couple of years. This is a very popular camera. I shot both photography and video with it, and I left free project files in the description in case you want to download those shots that I got with this camera and you can play with them in your editing rigs. I'll leave a link to those free project files in the description. Also, this video is not being sponsored by Sony or by anyone. If you want to help support the channel and you use the affiliate links in the description to purchase some of your camera gear, that would be greatly appreciated. The ZV-E10 Mark I was released in July of 2021, and I've used it quite a bit, not only as a hobbyist camera, but for YouTube videos like this and for professional talking head shots as well. If all you can afford is the kit lens, don't worry. The kit lens will suit you well, especially if you're a beginner. But if you do have some extra budget, I would recommend picking up nicer glass, something like the Viltrox 25mm f1.7 for everyday shooting. And if you need portraits, this Viltrox 27mm f1.2 will give you some really nice bokeh effects. I'll show you all of the shots that I got with those different lenses throughout this entire video, and I'll show you which lens got which shot. I'll also leave links to all of these lenses in the description. When you compare a larger ZV-E10 sensor to a smaller sensor like what's housed in the Sony ZV-1 or the sensor that you would find in your smartphone, you'll notice how much better the image quality is going to be, especially at night or in a low light environment. The sensor in the ZV-E10 Mark I is of the older generations of sensors. A lot of people prefer that look that you get with the older Sony cameras or something like the Sony a6400 than the newer color science of cameras like the Sony a6700 or the Sony FX30. In the next video, I'll compare Sony's older sensors to Sony's newer sensors, but for now, the image quality you're gonna get out of the ZV-E10 Mark I for $400 to $500 is going to be way better than anything I could have gotten when I first started out. It's got a sleek body design with a nice little on and off switch right here at the top. You can interchange the battery, which is a huge bonus for those of you who need additional power on the go. You have the ability to interchange your media cards, which is nice for those of you who fill up fast on your storage. It's got a fully articulating display, which is great for people who vlog or find themselves getting those tough angles. It also has a mic port and a headphone port, has an HDMI port and a USB-C port for charging and transferring your files. I've never had this camera overheat on me. It's never dropped any frames. It's been a super reliable camera, and my friend from high school, Colin, said that he was interested in picking up 2 cameras for a podcast talking head shot, and I recommended the ZV-E10 Mark I. Now, one thing to remember is that it is an APS-C camera. So when you buy an APS-C camera, you'll also be able to pick up APS-C lenses, which are generally much smaller, lighter, and cheaper than full frame lenses. If you're able to pick up a lens that has a faster aperture than what you get with the kit lens, like f2.8 or f1.7, you'll be able to get some really nice looking low light shots. You can see how much detail I get here with the water with the Sigma 10-18 f2.8. This is one of my favorite lenses for doing low light type shooting. And even with the kit lens, I'm able to get a lot of great looking night shots as long as I'm exposing for the highlights. And in this case, the sign is what I'm exposing for. But if I was doing weddings where I needed to do a lot of run and gun type of shots, moving around, I would definitely use the Sigma 10-18. Not only exterior shots like this, but also interior shots where I don't have a lot of light to work with, and I'm only reliant on the lighting that's coming in from the windows that are above the church. And then afterwards, if you're getting a reception shot of the restaurant, this camera and lens setup is a perfect matchup. It really gets you that nice looking cinematic type of shot. And when it comes time to getting closer up shots or mid-range shots, that's when I would throw on the Viltrox 25mm f1.7. The ZV-E10 Mark I paired with this lens makes for such a great on-the-go portable camera setup. And it also makes for a great close-up shot setup like I got with these candles right here in low light. I just look at how nice of an image you get with this setup, and you can clearly tell it looks like a pro shooting camera. I don't think that I'm going to be able to achieve the same type of shot with a smartphone. And at the same time, if you have a little extra budget and you throw the Viltrox 27mm f1.2 on it, you can get some really nice bokeh spheres. The ZV-E10 is just a great all-around small camera that packs a powerful punch no matter what lens you're using with it. And the fact that you can get it for so cheap now on the used market makes it a great bargain. It does have some cons though that we'll talk about later in the video, but for the most part, this APS-C sensor on it really does capture a lot of light. That's why I was shocked when I found out that I could pick one of these things up for so cheap. I even saw them as cheap as $300 and $400. If I could start all over again and I didn't have a very big budget, I would definitely pick this camera up with a cheap lens and just go to town with it. Now, this camera is great for tripod use, standing still, or if you're moving a little bit without walking, or if you're on a gimbal. It does not have the best stabilization in the world. It's pretty bad, especially with its rolling shutter. I learned when and how to use this camera. It's great as a professional headshot camera, which I used it for. It's great as a portrait camera if you have the right lens on it. It's great as a travel camera. I could use this camera as a wildlife photography camera if I have a telephoto lens on it. I could use it for a personal talking headshot camera like this YouTube channel, like what I'm doing right now, especially because it has that fully articulating touchscreen, which means you can actually look at what the camera's looking at when it's pointed at you. But even though it's marketed as being a vlog camera, I don't think I would use it or recommend it as a vlog camera unless I had something like the Sigma 10 to 18mm f2.8 on it. And even then, I probably wouldn't walk around too much because of its electronic stabilization, which isn't the best, and its rolling shutter like I mentioned. Another con is that it uses NP-FW50 batteries, and they last about an hour if I'm filming consistently in 4K 24. And I get about an hour and a half to 2 hours if I'm doing a lot of photography. But on the flip side, you can pick up a ton of these little batteries, third parties, on Amazon for super cheap. You could pick up enough batteries that'll last you an entire day for under $100. Another con, at least for me, would be that it can only shoot in 4K 30 frames per second. And I prefer to shoot in 4K 60 frames per second if I had that option. But the only alternative to not being able to shoot in 4K 60 and only 4K 30 is you're gonna save on not only battery life, but also your file sizes. If I shoot an entire day in 4K 60 compared to 4K 24, my file sizes are gonna be a lot more massive at the end of the day. So it's a great camera as long as you don't require shooting in 4K 60. One last thing to note is the menu system is one of the old Sony menu systems, so it's not as up to date and easy to navigate as the newer systems. If you're thinking about starting photography or a video journey and you're on a budget, the Sony ZV-E10 stands out as a great option. The fact that it is a capable APS-C camera, it has great image quality, it's Sony E-mount, so you tap into all of the lenses that are available in Sony E-mount, and the fact that you can find it on the used market for $500 is pretty crazy. I think it's the only camera that you need if you're a hobbyist or you're a beginner or you need a second camera. For someone who's just starting out, it's a great camera, or even if you're more experienced and you need a reliable, affordable second body, then the ZV-E10 offers a fantastic entry point. It is a smaller body camera, so it's great for travel, and it's got a 24 megapixel sensor, which is great for taking good looking stills. I wouldn't print those stills, but they're still great, especially if you have the right lens on it. It does have a few limitations, like I mentioned, the stabilization and not being able to shoot in 4K 60, but the sheer value of the ZV-E10 Mark I at its current price on the used market makes it an undeniable game changer. I hope this video helped you. Please let me know if you picked up a ZV-E10 Mark I on the used market and how you like it so far. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe with the Film Alliance, and I'll see you in the next video. One of the most asked questions that I receive is, which camera should I buy? I know that you want to make the right decision, and it's a big decision. You want to find the camera that best suits your needs and stays within your budget. Many of you know which camera might be for you, but you need some guidance pinpointing it and feeling confident in your decision. That's why I made this course. I want to put my camera experience and knowledge into a compact and easy to follow format. I jam-packed it with camera buying fundamentals that I guarantee you will carry through the rest of your camera journey. I based this entire course on all the things that I wish I had known or someone had told me when I first started out. From understanding different camera types and their features to matching them with your specific video and photography needs, this course covers it all. After finishing, I'm confident that you'll finally have clarity over every angle and aspect that you might consider when buying a camera. I'll guide you through my entire camera buying process, taking you 90% of the way there. That way you'll be well prepared to make your decision. This is essentially all the guidance that I would give my own brother if he asked me, "Hey Joe, which camera should I buy?" Now I'm going to share that insight with you.